For years, Manchester United's dressing room has been a revolving door. 5 managers in under 7 years. Conflicting philosophies. Players unsure who to believe or what system they'd be playing next week. Trust wasn't just broken at Old Trafford. It barely existed anymore. And then, in January 2026, a familiar face walked back through the doors at Carrington. Within weeks, 6 wins from 7 matches. Unbeaten in 11 league games. Back in the Premier League's top 3 for the first time since May 2023. But here's the thing most people miss. The most remarkable change isn't on the pitch. It's what's happening behind the scenes, in the training ground, in the dressing room, in the quiet, honest conversations nobody sees. This is why Manchester United players already trust Michael Carrick. To understand why Carrick's impact has been so immediate, you first need to understand just how fractured things had become. Ruben Amorim arrived at Old Trafford in late 2024 with a clear vision, a back 3 system built on wingbacks and positional discipline. On paper, it made sense. In practice, it was a disaster. Players were being forced into positions that didn't suit them. Bruno Fernandes, arguably United's most creative player, was being asked to operate in a role that stifled everything he does best. Kobbie Mainoo, a generational talent, was being sidelined, overlooked, almost forgotten. And the mood was dark. Amorim himself said a storm is coming early in his tenure. He was right, but the storm consumed him too. How do you build trust when the person asking for it changes every 18 months? When Michael Carrick was appointed interim head coach in January 2026, something felt different. And it wasn't just optimism. It was familiarity. Carrick didn't arrive at Old Trafford as a stranger. He spent 12 years at this club as a player. 5 Premier League titles. A Champions League medal. Over 460 appearances in the red shirt. Before returning to United, Carrick had spent 3 years as manager of Middlesbrough. 136 games. His teams topped every single attacking metric in the championship. He built a clear identity, a 4-2-3-1 system based on control, clarity, and purpose. He also had a previous caretaker spell at United back in 2021 and went unbeaten. Beat Villarreal in the Champions League. Drew Arsenal. Beat Crystal Palace. Faced Unai Emery, Thomas Tuchel, and Mikel Arteta, and didn't lose to any of them. Carrick didn't waste a single day. Within his first week, he scrapped the back 3 entirely. Gone. In its place, his signature 4-2-3-1, the same formation he used in 120 of his 136 games at Middlesbrough. Players were immediately restored to their natural positions. Bruno Fernandes, back as a true number 10. Luke Shaw, back at left back. Kobbie Mainoo, reinstated in central midfield, where he belongs. Gary Neville, someone who rarely hands out praise easily, said he was blown away by the transformation. He noted that simply letting players play where they're comfortable unlocked confidence overnight. And the results were instant. A derby win against Manchester City in Carrick's first week. Not a scrappy 1-0. A genuine, controlled, convincing performance that told the entire league. This isn't a caretaker just keeping the seat warm. This is a manager with a plan. But tactics are only part of the story. What really changed at Manchester United happened at Carrington, on the training ground. Under previous managers, sessions were often long, intense, and sometimes confusing. Players would spend hours working on principles they didn't fully believe in. Carrick flipped all of it. According to reports from The Telegraph, training sessions under Carrick rarely last beyond 60 to 75 minutes. Shorter, sharper, far more intense. And the players love it. Sources close to the dressing room say the sessions feel like match day every single day. Competitive, focused, purposeful. No wasted time, no wasted energy. But here's where it goes deeper than just fitness and tactics. Lisandro Martinez, one of the most battle-hardened defenders in the Premier League, said that Carrick touched his heart. Think about that for a moment. A warrior of a player, known for his intensity and aggression, saying a manager touched his heart. That tells you everything. Sources from inside the club have described Carrick's approach as compassionate. One source put it simply, he cares about my life. Not just my performances. Not just my stats. My life. In a squad that had been through constant upheaval, constant uncertainty, that kind of human connection was revolutionary. It wasn't a tactic. It was genuine. And it's why the trust came so quickly. Before we go on, I'd love to hear from you. Has there ever been a manager at any club who completely changed the dressing room culture in a matter of weeks? Drop your pick in the comments. I read every single one. Perhaps the clearest proof that players trust Michael Carrick is what's happened to the ones who were written off. Start with Kobbie Mainoo. Under Amorim, Mainoo was in danger of becoming a talent loss to Manchester United. He's only 20 years old, and he was already being marginalized, ignored, pushed to the fringes. Under Carrick, he's been restored to central midfield, and he's playing the best football of his young career. Sky Sports described his revival as proof that the previous regime made a mistake in ignoring him. Then there's Harry Maguire, written off by almost everyone, fans, pundits, the internet. His name had become a punchline. Carrick didn't see it that way. He backed Maguire publicly. He even suggested Maguire deserved an England World Cup recall. And Maguire responded, commanding performances, leadership, composure. Sometimes, trust is simply someone saying, "I believe in you," and meaning it. Benjamin Sesko, the striker United brought in to be their future, has thrived under Carrick's clarity. Carrick called him a big weapon in United's Champions League push. Sesko's work ethic and finishing have both sharpened because he knows exactly what's expected of him. No ambiguity, no mixed messages, just clear direction. And Bruno Fernandes, freed from the positional confusion of the previous system, is back to being the creative heartbeat United signed him to be. These aren't just tactical decisions. They're acts of trust in both directions. Carrick trusted the players, and the players trusted him back. And the numbers confirm everything. Since Michael Carrick took charge, Manchester United have accumulated more points than any other Premier League side over the same period. He's won all 5 of his Premier League home games. Old Trafford genuinely feels like a fortress again. The team is back in the top 3 for the first time since May 2023. Wayne Rooney, a man who understands this club as well as anyone, said Carrick should 100% get the permanent job. But Carrick, true to his character, stays measured. He doesn't talk about himself. He credits the players. He focuses on the next game, the next session, the next opportunity to improve. That is leadership. And the players see it every day. Now, the true test is coming. Recent results have wobbled slightly. Players have even admitted to letting him down. Every manager hits a rough patch. The question is, does the trust hold when the storm arrives? Based on everything we've seen so far, the answer is yes. Trust is about consistency, not changing the rules when things go wrong, not throwing players under the bus in press conferences, standing by your decisions, and standing by your people. And trust is about respect, being treated like a human being, not a chess piece to be moved around and discarded. Michael Carrick provides all 3. They trust him because he's straightforward, calm, clear, and genuinely invested in who they are, not just what they can do on a Saturday afternoon. For the first time in years, these players are playing for a manager they genuinely believe in. And you can see it in every result, every training session, every post-match interview. The dressing room isn't divided. The training ground isn't tense. Old Trafford isn't a place players dread walking into. It's a fortress again, and it starts with trust. The question now isn't whether the players trust him, it's whether the board will. So what do you think? Has Michael Carrick earned the permanent job, or is it too early to tell? Drop your verdict in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you want more stories like this, about the people, the decisions, and the moments that shape football beyond what happens on the pitch, subscribe to Beyond 90 Minutes. We'll see you in the next one.